Flying these days feels less like travel and more like a game you didn't sign up for. You plan everything, you show up early, and then TSA grabs your power bank. And yeah, I'll show you a simple way to keep it. Or maybe you booked the cheapest ticket, thinking you outsmarted the system. Then at the gate, a bright yellow tag gets slapped on your carry-on, and suddenly, it's on its way to the cargo hold. Don't worry, I'll tell you how to stop that from happening too. This is air travel in 2025. Some changes are great, AI security checks that move faster than ever. Others? Straight up nightmare fuel, like hidden fees that cost more than your seat. And unless you know the hacks, you'll only find out when it's too late. That's why this video exists. By the end, you'll know how to get your bag through TSA without drama, dodge the new airline tricks, and use the updates that actually make your trip smoother. So if you're flying soon and you don't want your lotion, laptop, or sanity confiscated, stick with me, because the next few minutes might save you hours of stress at the airport. You know that awkward dance at security, kicking off sneakers, wobbling on one leg, then tiptoeing barefoot on a freezing floor? That nightmare's been around for almost 20 years. Here's the good part. Starting July 2025, the US finally kills the mandatory shoe removal rule. TSA's new scanners, AI checks, and canine units mean most travelers just walk through, laces still tied, dignity intact. Sounds amazing, right? Not so fast. Bulky boots, hidden metal, or just bad luck with a hypersensitive scanner, you're still getting pulled aside. And remember, not every airport has the upgrade yet. You might breeze through Atlanta with your shoes on, then hit a small city connection where you're back to socks on cold tiles. So the trick is simple. Go for lightweight, no metal shoes, and check your airport's TSA setup before flying. Pre-check still helps too. Because in 2025, your sneakers might glide through or get judged harder than your Tinder profile. Remember the circus act of cramming tiny bottles, shampoo, toothpaste, lotion, into that sad little zip bag at security? One squeeze too hard, and in an instant, lotion explodes everywhere. The line behind you is glaring, and you're standing there sticky and broke. In July 2025, Homeland Security hinted the famous 311 rule could be next to go, right after the shoe rule was scrapped. One tiny comment, and the internet went wild. Full-size bottles are back. No more plastic bags. Tempting, right? Well, not exactly. TSA is rolling out new CT scanners nationwide. They give agents a 3D view of your bag, which means in many airports you no longer have to pull liquids out. But the size limit, the 3.4-ounce rule, is still in play. Meanwhile, Europe's already racing ahead. The UK scrapped liquid limits in 2024, letting passengers carry bottles up to 2 liters. The US is testing the same tech, but rolling it out across hundreds of airports is a much slower game. So in 2025, it feels like a coin flip. At one airport, your lotion glides through. At another, it gets trashed. One traveler in New York learned the hard way when TSA confiscated her $20 sunscreen because she assumed the change had kicked in. She spent her beach trip burned to a crisp and not in a fun way. Bottom line, until TSA makes an official announcement, stick with the 311 rule. Medications and baby supplies are exceptions, but declare them early. If your airport posts that it's gone, congrats, you lucked out. If not, play it safe or kiss that expensive skincare goodbye. Because in 2025, one simple water bottle can either feel like freedom or become a first-class ticket straight to the trash bin. It's peak travel hour. Your suitcase is stuffed. One arm's carrying a kid, the other's dragging a bag, sweat dripping down your back. You glance over, and there's another security lane. Shorter line, smiling agents, people sailing through like it's a VIP club. And if you or your family are connected to the military, that lane could be yours. Starting July 2025, TSA rolled out a program called Serve with Honor, Travel with Ease at 10 major airports near military bases. It gives active duty service members, Department of Defense civilians, and those in uniform their own dedicated security line. Even better, kids under 12 traveling with them get to use it too. It doesn't stop there. Gold Star families, those who've lost loved ones in service, now receive TSA PreCheck free of charge. Military spouses, get $25 off registration. And there's already buzz that disabled veterans could be added to the list for free pre-check in the near future. Of course, not every airport has it yet. Some families rave about clearing security in 5 minutes flat. Meanwhile, the traveler in the line next to them waits over an hour, completely unaware the option even existed. So if you're eligible, make the most of it. Sign up for pre-check online, watch for the special signage at the airport, and have your military or dependent ID ready before you reach the agent. You're not part of that group? Think of it as a well-deserved thank you for those who served, and a reminder that TSA rules are evolving faster than ever. Imagine booking a weekend trip, excited for a little peace and quiet. Just you, a window seat, a good book, and nobody asking for half your snacks. Perfect, right? Then you pull up Delta's site and wait a second. Flying solo? The ticket's $199. Book 2 seats on the exact same flight? Suddenly, it's $118 per person. Same plane, same row, same everything. Except you're paying a premium for being alone. Travelers quickly nicknamed it the loneliness tax. Delta never made a big announcement. People only caught on when solo flyers started comparing notes online. And yeah, the internet went nuclear. Retirees who usually travel alone, business folks, even backpackers, everyone was furious. Delta eventually walked it back after the backlash, but don't get too comfortable. United and American were caught testing their own versions, just under different names. So the idea isn't dead, it's lurking. If you're booking solo in 2025, try this. Try pricing out 2 tickets, even if you're flying by yourself. Some travelers have found it actually comes out cheaper. Weird? Absolutely. But cheaper is cheaper. Flying alone is still one of the best ways to travel. Total freedom, no compromises. Just double-check that final price before you hit book, or your solo escape might cost as much as a luxury getaway. Bringing a power bank on a plane in 2025? That little brick could be the reason your flight makes an emergency landing. For years, power banks were the quiet heroes of travel. Dead USB port, 2% battery, that pocket-sized charger saved the day. But now, they're on every airline's radar. FAA reports show lithium battery fires have jumped nearly 400% in the past decade, almost 2 incidents a week, often from power banks, phones, or vapes. Things got real in January 2025 when a power bank caught fire on an Air Busan jet sitting at the gate in Korea. Smoke poured through the cabin before anyone even left the ground. That one incident pushed US airlines, especially Southwest, to tighten their rules fast. Here's what's changed. Since May 2025, Southwest says if you're using a power bank in flight, it can't be hidden in the overhead. It has to stay visible, in your hand, seat pocket, or on the tray table. So if it overheats, the crew can react immediately. Imagine stashing it above your head, smoke starts billowing, and the flight attendants can't reach it in time. Nobody wants that scene at 30,000 feet. And don't think big brands get a free pass. Even Anchor had to recall over 1 million PowerCore 1000 units this summer for fire risk. Big logos don't mean fireproof. Quick tip, register your device online so you'll be notified of recalls before you travel. So how do you keep traveling worry-free? Keep your power bank under the seat, never checked, never buried overhead. Skip sketchy no-name chargers and double-check your airline's rules before boarding. The upside? With a little care, your power bank still does what it's meant to do. Save the day when your phone hits 2%. Next up, if airlines are nervous about power banks, just wait until you hear what they're banning with smart luggage. That hidden rule is catching travelers off guard every day. Thought your charging suitcase was the future of travel? In 2025, it might be the reason you get stopped at the gate. The rule is blunt. If the lithium battery inside can't be removed, it can't fly. Not in the cabin, not in checked baggage. At the counter, that leaves you with 2 choices: ditch the bag or ditch the trip. Why so harsh? Big batteries can overheat. In the cabin, at least someone can spot the smoke. In the cargo hold, a fire can spread long before anyone knows it's there. No airline is taking that risk anymore. And it's not just the obvious smart suitcases or scooters. Agents are flagging backpacks with hidden power cells, Bluetooth luggage tags, even charging accessories tucked into seams. If the battery isn't removable or clearly labeled, you're likely in trouble. So what should you do? If the battery pops out, you're fine, but keep it in your carry-on, cover the terminals, and if possible, store it in a fireproof pouch. If it's sealed inside, better ship it instead. And remember the magic number, 160 watt-hours. That's like carrying a mini car battery. Anything above that is permanently grounded. One traveler joked, buying a smart suitcase felt like a step forward for tech and a giant step backward for travel. Maybe funny, but in 2025, it's painfully true. And if you think battery bans are strict, wait until you see how TSA's new AI scanners are testing passengers. That's a whole different exam, one you never studied for. Imagine breezing through TSA like a VIP, laptop in, liquids untouched, belt on. Sounds unreal? In 2025, it's real, with a catch. Airports are rolling out CT scanners powered by AI. On paper, it's genius. 3D images, instant analysis, no more spreading your stuff across bins like a yard sale. But here's the twist. AI doesn't miss, and it never looks the other way. That lotion bottle you got away with before? Flagged. A granola bar? Flagged. One guy even got stopped because the foam in his sneakers looked off. Travelers on Reddit keep sharing wild stories. Snacks, trading cards, even regular shoes getting pulled. The smarter the tech, the pickier the filter. And the real kicker? It's not consistent. Atlanta, 2 minutes, smooth as silk. Denver, 20 minutes, laptop out, belt off, liquids bagged. Welcome to Airport Roulette, where the dealer is an AI. So yes, the lines can be faster, but the packing has to be cleaner than ever. In 2025, clearing TSA isn't just luck, it's like passing an exam you never studied for. Think AI scanners are tough? Wait till you face airports that just stop making announcements. Missed your flight? That's on you. You've got headphones on, scrolling TikTok. Look up and the gate's empty. Your plane? It took off 10 minutes ago. No robotic final boarding. Just crickets and a locked door. Sounds like a glitch? It isn't. It's the new silent airport policy spreading from Zurich, Helsinki, Kuala Lumpur, and now creeping into US terminals. The goal is less noise, calmer vibes. The price? More passengers are missing flights than ever. One woman in Zurich sat right at her gate. She muted her phone, forgot to glance at the board, and missed her connection to Rome. The whole vacation was gone because the airport stayed quiet. Who gets burned most? Older travelers, parents wrangling kids, first-timers, and especially the visually impaired. Just days ago, 2 blind passengers in the US were literally left behind. Outrage doesn't even cover it. So how do you dodge it? Get the airline app, switch on push alerts, watch the departure screens like they owe you money. Set a timer before boarding so Netflix doesn't steal your flight. In a silent airport, no one comes looking. If you miss it, it's on you. You walk up to TSA, hand over your license like always. The officer shakes their head, not valid. Heart sinks. Line behind you sighs. And just like that, your trip ends at the door. Starting May 7th, 2025, that's reality. Every domestic flyer in the US needs a real ID or a valid passport. No tiny star in the corner of your license? You're not flying. No exceptions. No sympathy. The scary part? Millions don't know. One traveler showed up at LAX with a $5,000 ticket to Hawaii, denied on the spot because his license didn't have the star. Whole vacation gone before security. And it's not just rare cases. Reddit is full of stories. Walked in confident, got flagged at the ID check, lost $500. Brutal lesson. So check your license now. Gold or black star in the top corner? You're good. See federal limits apply? You're not. To upgrade, you'll need the DMV Plus proof, birth certificate, passport, or other ID docs. And it can take weeks, so don't cut it close. The good news? If you already have a passport, you're safe. Passport guaranteed entry. Same with trusted traveler cards like Global Entry or Nexus. Miss that star. Miss your flight. Don't let a detail smaller than your fingernail wreck a vacation you've been planning for months. Flying in the US used to feel rigged. Endless delays, lost bags, oversold seats, lousy service. But from late 2024, the rules flipped, and this time, they're federal law. Now, if your domestic flight is delayed more than 3 hours, or 6 hours for international, The airline has to send real money back to your card within 7 business days. No funny vouchers, real cash. One traveler delayed 4 hours last month, got $300 back automatically, proof the system works. Checked bag goes missing, you get reimbursed. Paid for Wi-Fi that never connected or an extra legroom seat you never got, that money's returned too. Oversold flights, the math just got serious. If you're bumped, airlines owe up to 4 times the one-way fare, capped at about $2,250. That's not goodwill, it's the law. Customer service games? Done. Carriers must provide 24/7 support, phone or chat, even at 3 a.m. Sunday. Even tarmac delays are covered. Stuck over 2 hours, they must provide food and water. After 3, you can demand to deplane unless there's a genuine safety issue. And for passengers with wheelchairs or mobility devices, by August 2025, airlines will be liable for the full replacement cost if they cause damage. No more capped payouts. In short, passengers aren't powerless anymore. The balance finally shifted. In 2025, when an airline drops the ball, it doesn't just cost you patience, it costs them money. So here's the deal. Travel's changed, but now you've got the playbook, the rules, the traps, and the hacks to beat them. If this saved you a headache, or even just that $20 lotion, smash like, share with your crew, and subscribe for more no BS travel hacks. And I want to hear from you. What's your craziest airport story? Shoes flagged, shampoo confiscated, or a delay so bad it became legend? Drop it in the comments. We'll turn it into our own airport horror anthology. See you next time, gliding through TSA like a pro.